Hey fourth graders, it's Mrs. Spears. I'm on lesson 10.5 and it's Tuesday, May 12th. This lesson's on line symmetry. So this is another geometric term that talks about whether or not something is symmetrical. You may have heard that word before. So if you're not sure what it means, then we're going to dig into that today. This is page 575, so follow along with me. One type of symmetry found in geometric shapes is line symmetry. This sign in the hills above the Hollywood, California. So you've probably seen this before online. So it's just it's a big bunch of big wooden letters that say that's Hollywood. Do any of the letters in the Hollywood sign show line symmetry? A shape has line symmetry if it can be folded about a line so that its two parts match exactly. A fold line or a line of symmetry divides a shape into two parts that are the same size and shape. So you've probably learned how to make a paper heart before, right? So how you do that is you take a piece of paper, you fold it in half, draw half of the heart on one side, and then once you cut it out, you open it up, and you've got both hearts, right? Well, that means that this heart has a line of symmetry down the middle. We can fold a heart down its middle, and it will fold into two equal size pieces that are the exact same size and shape once you fold them together, which is what you started with. And that's what symmetry is here. It's being able to fold a figure in half, one way or another, so that it makes exactly two pieces of the same size and shape. Okay? So this one, it says, does the letter W have line symmetry? Because letter W is in the sign, which is what it's asking you. So what this has you do is it has you create them from pattern blocks, trace the pattern blocks, and cut out the shape that you traced. I'm sure you don't have any pattern blocks at home. I don't have any home with me right now either. So we're just going to kind of visualize it, what they've got here. So if you were to have a piece of paper in the shape of this W, you would be able to fold the W in half just like they do here, right on this line. And this is the two parts of the W match exactly, and they would. You fold that on top of this side, it's going to line up exactly perfectly right. The fold line is a line of symmetry. So here is your line of symmetry, and because it has a line of symmetry that actually works, it does have line symmetry. So the letter W has line symmetry. Turn the page. Then it looks at the letter L, because that's also in the Hollywood sign. It says use pattern blocks or grid paper to make the letter L. So they did that. They traced the letter, and then they cut out the tracing. And then they tried folding the L in 3 different ways to see if there was a way to fold it that it would actually match up. So if you take this L right here and you fold it right here, you fold this little piece over, it's not going to create two halves that are the same size. This is really tiny and this is really big. So that is not a line of symmetry. Do the two parts match equal? Exactly. No, they don't. So that is not a line of symmetry for the letter L. With this one, they tried folding it this way, which means this top piece folded down on top of this other piece. Again, these two pieces don't match up when you do that. So that is not a line of symmetry either. And this one, it's a little harder to imagine, but if you were to take this little piece and fold it up along this line right here, it's only going to come up about halfway over here. So if you didn't have the top part, yeah, it would work out there 2 equal pieces, but because you have that top part, these 2 pieces don't mesh, and so the letter L has no line symmetry. Because there's no way to fold it so that it could actually work. It could have 2 equal pieces. It says repeat steps 1 through 6 for the remaining letters in the Hollywood sign. Which letters have line symmetry? So I'm not actually going to go through all those pictures, but I'll talk about them with you. They did the L's already, and they did the W. So let's look at an H. If we drew an H here, is there any way we could cut that H so it would fold over on top of itself? And the answer is yes. You could cut the H this way and fold it top down, and it would line up exactly right. That would work. You could also fold the H in half this way and fold this side onto this side, and that would make this shape right here. but that is a line of symmetry. It would line up perfectly right. So H works. O works the same way. If we have a perfect O, we can do it this way, and it will fold on top of itself. You can also do it this way, and it will fold on top of itself this way. So O works. And D is the last one we haven't done yet. At D, you can't cut D this way because that was straight and this is curved, so that wouldn't fold on top of itself very well. But you can cut the D this way, and this top will fold down onto this bottom and line up perfectly. So this has one line of symmetry. These each have two lines of symmetry, but these letters all have it. Oh, and the Y. We haven't done the Y yet. So the Y looks like this. The Y you can cut here, and it makes a line of symmetry, so it would fold here, fold on top here, and it would line up exactly onto this section right here. You can't do it this way because if you fold this on top of this, it's going to have like two little legs that come and fold on top. So that doesn't work either. If you don't believe me, you can, do this yourself. You can cut out the letters and see if it works. But it says, do any of the letters have more than one line of symmetry? Yes. The H and the O have two, and the D and the Y only have one. But it has to only have at least one for it to count as something that can have a line of symmetry, has line symmetry. If it doesn't have any, then it doesn't have it, but it has at least one, then it counts. All right, so I'm on page 577. Tell whether the parts on each side of the line match. Is the line a line of symmetry? Right, yes, or no. So this one right here, this one's kind of a weird one, because if you were to fold this rectangle on this dotted line right here, it's not going to match up exactly. It's actually it would be like this piece right here, and then it would kind of be like, it would like have a point over here somewhere. It's not going to fold up exactly, but it does create two equal pieces. This triangle is the same size and shape as this triangle, so it does still count. The easiest way to find line symmetry is to do the folding thing like you were doing here, but there's going to be some figures here and there that like you won't be able to fold it and make it work, but it does work, because the definition of symmetry means that it creates two or more pieces that are the exact same size and shape, and that does with this one. So this one is a yes. This one, if you fold these two on this dotted line right here, they will match up perfectly. So that's a yes. Same thing with this smiley face. Even though it has a smiley face in it, it would still work. If you fold it in half, the eyeballs are going to line up, the smile is going to line up, and the edge of the circle is going to line up. So that one's a yes. This one, if you were to fold this triangle on this line, this would fold down and kind of lay like this on top of it. That's not the same shape as the shape on the bottom, so this is a no. That is not a line of symmetry for this triangle. Now, if you're looking at this triangle, you may say, well, we can draw it a different way, and you're absolutely right. We could draw it this way, and it would create two equal shapes that way. But you're just analyzing the line that they give you and basing your answer off of that. So these ones are the same thing. This guy, if you would fold him in half on this line, it would make like a rainbow shape, but it would line up perfectly. So that's a yes. This one, if you were to fold it up on this line, fold this side up to here, it would lay like right here on top. That's not the same size and shape that's below it. So this one's a no. This one, you fold this one over, it would probably be about like this on top of it, something like that. Still smaller than this piece over here. So that one doesn't work either. This arrow, if you were to take it and fold it on the line of symmetry, fold it on top, it would make an exact half size arrow, and it would fit just right. So that one's a yes. All right, I want you to try these ones on your own down here, and then I'll show you the answers. So pause your video. All right, look at this one. If you were to take this one and fold it on top of this one, this shape over here is not the same size and shape as the shape over here, so that does not work. With this one, this top shape and this bottom shape are the exact same size and shape, so that would work. This one's a tricky one. If you were to fold it, it looks at first like, yeah, it would work, but this arrow on this side is way skinnier than this arrow is, so it actually does not work. And this one works exactly. It would fold over on top of itself. which describes the symmetry in, I don't know what it means by which best. I don't know. With the letter I, you could have symmetry in a couple different places. You could have it here, fold on top of each other. You could also have it here and fold it this way. I mean, straight in the middle. So mine wasn't straight in the middle. But you could do it that way too. Okay. So that letter has a couple different lines of symmetry. All right, page 578. This says, which shape has a correctly drawn line of symmetry? So what do we need to find? We need to find out which shapes have a correct line of symmetry. How can you tell if the line symmetry is correct? You can tell because the two pieces will be the same size and shape. So it will be correct if the two pieces are the same size and shape. And then tell how you solve the problem. You're going to, I won't word that out, but basically you look at each of them and you see which ones will be equal. This one, the top piece and the bottom piece are not the same size and shape, so that one doesn't work. But this one, the two side pieces, not the same size and shape, doesn't work. This one, top and the bottom are the same size and shape, so that works. This one, they're not the same size and shape. That one's skinnier than that one is, so that one doesn't work. So that's the correct one. 15, draw a line of symmetry in the figure shown. This one has a couple different lines of symmetry. So you could actually draw it here, and that would fold down on top of that side. You could also draw it here, and that one would fold down on top of it too. And then Evie's birthday is on the 18th of May. Since May is the 5th month, Evie wrote the date as shown, 5/18. Evie says that all the numbers she wrote have line symmetry. Is she correct? While the 8 does, you could do the 8 here. You can also do the 8 here. So that would work. The 1 works the same way. You could do it with a slash too. I'm not worried about that one. But the 5 doesn't work. You can't cut the 5 this way and have it be the same. You can't cut the 5 this way and have it be the same on this one. You also can't cut it diagonally and have it work the same way either. So she is not correct because the 5 has no line of symmetry. The 1 and the 8 do, the 5 does not. All right, guys, that was a quick one for today. It was a pretty quick concept. This is the homework page that goes with it. If you join me for Zoom today on May 12th, I will do this page with you. If not, then you can send me some messages later on if you have questions about it. I will see you in the next video. Bye!